A tough tape this afternoon, too, a tougher one. Why do you think? What do you think it sees in Disney's results?
You know, their free cash flow is higher than expected. Their cost cutting, they said they're going to come in above their promise, 5.3555 billion. People really like another 30% price increase on their streaming services. And this notion of ESPN, they said they weren't going to sell it, but they're looking for partners to help them roll it out to be an over-the-top service, which I think people are really optimistic about the take-up, like the throughput rate of that. So I think all those were positives that were incremental information from the call.
How much time does that buy Bob Iger?
Well, he's in 8 months worth, and they extended his contract for another 2 years. So he's got 3 years to pull this off. And if he can't, I think he does a parallel, try to sell off all or parts. That's my opinion. And so he'll run parallel paths, try to turn it around so he can get a better price. But ultimately, I think the whole industry needs to consolidate, including the Walt Disney Company.
Let's circle back to that in just a moment. But Mark, in the meantime, I'm curious for your take on their leaning, especially on some of the ad tiers, just like Netflix. What are the implications of that?
Well, I think fundamentally you can't shrink yourself to greatness. So, a strategy of like it may be the strategy to sell off parts and do things, but fundamentally they're down in terms of user adoption. Basically, people buying their products, using their products, going to parks in every category. And I think they keep blaming other people, and they have to look at themselves and say, how do we get people to love these products again and then grow our way to greatness? Definitely with the media and bringing more ad revenue into it, it's a way to drive a lot more profitability, and they should do that too. But they have to get people to love Disney products again, especially theme parks and the streaming services.
Mark, just to go a little bit further on that, if I'm Bob Iger, then how much can I do at one time? Improve the core brand and make all the easy while kind of polishing. I know, to Laura's point, if the whole idea is to even polish things up for sale, maybe you can do two things at once. But there's a big difference between thinking strategically about fit and really sort of putting your head down and focusing on core execution.
Well, that's the issue right now. If you're going to put out a vision to drive profitability, that's going to work against growth. And so I think they have to choose. And personally, as a big fan of Disney, I'm not infatuated with, this focus on profits over anything. I think they have to go the opposite direction and say, we're going to spend whatever it takes to get Disney magic, to get people to love all our brands again, including, it's not like people are watching less sports or want to watch less Star Wars. The people want these products, and they have to bring the magic back in order, I think, to solve these problems.
Right, but they might be watching less ESPN, or they might be watching fewer recent Disney movies. Laura, you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, I think one of the issues going on, I think we shouldn't underestimate the negative impact of the DeSantis feud. They're saying that it has nothing to do with why Walt Disney World attendance is weak. I call shenanigans. And I think the international parks were very strong in the quarter, and it really bailed them out. But the U.S. parks are weak. And I think part of that is the drama over, the DeSantis feud.
So just kind of building on that point before I do want to quickly ask about Twitter or X if I can. But Laura, you've mentioned or mooted or even now sort of floated the idea of them being a target. The widely accepted suitor would be Apple. But are we all thinking through this correctly, or do you see it playing out a little bit differently here?
Well, I like the idea. I think Apple really needs a piece of content to push this vision of the future, these goggles it's pushing. And Disney has the highest quality libraries and content creators with its Pixar, Star Wars, and Marvel, not only franchises, but just those best-in-class new content creators. So really like that idea for Apple. He was asked about it, and he basically said, his response was, we couldn't get it through regulatory, meaning right. Apple get it through, which is not as saying we wouldn't sell it or we don't think it's a great idea. It just says he doesn't think it can get through regulatory. So if we have a Republican president, that answer then changes because all the regulators then get appointed by a Republican president instead. So stay tuned.